Hey guys, it's Toby Morrison here, and I wanted to jump on today and talk about the four key stages of recovery with chronic fatigue syndrome, fibromyalgia, POTS, chronic illness, anything like that, post-viral fatigue. And this is really important because I'm going to share with you the four key stages and kind of what that looks like in each stage. But I'm also going to give you some real life examples of some of our current members who are kind of going through the stages and doing really well through each stage. Okay, so I wrote some notes down because I wanted to share them with you. And so the first stage really is where we're at home base. Yeah, if you can imagine a baseball field, it's the starting point. It's the starting point. You're picking up your bat, you're putting on your helmet, you're basically getting ready to hit the first single. Yeah, hit the ball. And so this is stage one, which is called the base, and it's really the three R's. It's refeed, refuel, and recharge. And a lot of people think that we, especially at CFS Health and most programs think that, you should be exercising all the time. And this is far from the truth. We tell all our members when they join our program, the exercise isn't sometimes the answer, especially initially. So a lot of the time, especially in this stage, if you're at this stage where you're really struggling with your sleep, you're struggling with your energy levels, your symptoms are really bad, you're not consistent, you're not moving forwards, you're basically stuck and struggling. Okay, we do not want to add exercise here. So I would tell you to stop exercising. I'd tell you to stop pushing yourself. I'd tell you to stop pushing beyond your means and basically using credits that you don't actually have. Okay. And instead, we want to refuel, we want to refeed, and we want to recharge. What does that mean? Well, basically, we want to get your sleep in order. We want to calm your nervous system down. And basically, we want to refeed your cells. So we need to really focus on nutrition here and gut health and really improving your efficiency and your energy supply in your body. Okay, and in terms of like how long in each stage, it really depends on each individual, but there's a certain knowing and a readiness within yourself that you'll know when it's time to progress and move forwards appropriately. And this is what we teach our members every single day. And it's really about getting in tune with yourself. And sometimes it might take a couple of months to really feel that and know that. But it's pretty profound what happens when, it finally clicks for people. And it's incredible. We've had people go from a zero and stage one, at the base, home base, is really if you're anywhere from a 1 to a 3, in terms of overall health and well-being, 10s being brilliant, 0 is being basically not alive. So if you're anywhere from a 1 to a 3, we really do need to refeed, we need to refuel, and we need to recharge. Okay, super, super important. And not push ourselves. So I've written here, no exercise, no stressful commitments. This is recharging stage. This is where, and I get it. Some of you might not be able to fully not have any commitments, if you're a single mom, or even if you're a mom, or you've got part-time work, or whatever's going on for you. But both basically, we want to do our best, right, with what you can do to refuel, refeed, and recharge. This will help you enormously. I've seen it over and over and over again. We even had a client recently. I'm going to give you an example for each stage. Big shout out to Danelle. Came into our program really, really struggling. Was finding it very difficult to do anything. Basically bed was home forever, basically. And so she felt overwhelmed. She didn't know what to do. She was resting. She wasn't really moving forwards. And it wasn't until I told her that, I want you to stop thinking that you need to do everything. Yes, I want you to rest and relax, but I also just want you to refeed your body, refuel your body, and do things that kind of you can look forward to that also calm you. And so it was just going from a different place rather than feeling like you have to do everything. And this is why a lot of the time when people are trying lots of different modalities and methods and trying all these different things, but it's so counterproductive, because what they actually just need to do is chill out and relax. Okay. and just do the basic simple things of refeeding your body, refeeding your cells. This is energy at the finest. We need to put energy in. Okay, anything that's going to put energy in is going to be useful in this stage. Okay, now it's not black and white like stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. There's an integration and a progression between each one. Okay, so you can imagine it's going uphill, uphill, uphill. That's kind of how it looks. Sleep times, set rest times, set eating times, set relaxation times. We're really focusing in on what's appropriate for us, but also what our body's requiring and needing from us right now. Okay, so it's about tuning in. Stage 2 is first base. So once you hit that single, you move to first base. All right, I love this analogy. I think it's really cool. The same principles apply from the previous stage and home base, obviously, but now we're adding in daily function around the house. Now we're adding in, getting up, moving around, going outside, maybe playing with the dog, or, potentially cooking your own food, those types of things. Now, obviously, everyone's different again. But here we're going to be trying to add in some potentially fun things to do. Now, that might be arts and crafts for 2 minutes at a time, or sitting outside for 5 minutes in the sun, or getting driven to the beach if you live close to the beach. We want to start doing things that we enjoy, but also give us a bit of life. Okay. And this is really, like I said before, the same principles do apply from previous stage. But now we're just adding in, this is called the rebuild phase. This is where we would add in restorative breathing, potentially restorative stretching, and basically just the rebuilding phase of, your body and your foundation, right? Now, on a different level, and we help our members with this, it's important to think about the future, but not in the place of overwhelming stress. So we get a lot of our members to think about their vision, their future vision. What would they love to be able to be doing? Like, what would they dream to do? What could they envision them to do? And you might be doing this when you're lying in bed, but it can be very therapeutic and very helpful on this journey, because right now you might be in a hard stage, but knowing that that's what you want and that's what you're moving towards, and doing all this stuff that's required to get you there, can be great intrinsic motivation. It can give you purpose through one of the probably hardest stages that you're going to go through. Okay. And Danelle, that lady before, she's starting to transition into this. It's pretty amazing to watch, from someone who was so helpless at the start only 3 months ago to, she sent me a message the other day. Let me find it. Where are you? Here she said, I'm really focusing on my baseline right now. I'm actually doing much better than before. My energy levels are still improving each day as I'm doing more around the house, like brushing my teeth, dressing myself, and just doing things around the house. Now, this is a lady who really, really couldn't do much. So I'm excited for her, because I know momentum's happening, results are happening. And so she's just going to keep adding on to that. All right. So that's stage 2. Yeah. We're thinking about the dream, we're doing the basics, and we're just kind of easing into life. All right. Now, stage 3 is kind of cool. Second base, all of the above. We do stage 1, stage 2. We look after ourselves. We're in a good routine. We've got a structure. We know our baseline. We know our bodies. We know what's appropriate for us. We're refueling and refeeding ourselves. And we're adding in restorative movement here, where we're going to start to recondition our body. And we're also going to start daily function, like more around the house, more, maybe a little bit of socializing. And this is what we call the building up phase. So we're doing a little bit of everything. It's enjoyable. We're still feeling good at our baseline, but we're also, adding and trying new things as well. Okay. Now, again, you got to get the foundations right and the simple things right. If you don't get the foundations right, there's no point even talking about this stuff. Yeah, this is why when people join our program, the first 6 weeks minimum, we focus purely on the baseline. We give our members a daily logging sheet to follow and focus on what's working and what's not working, so we can eliminate the things that actually aren't working for them, such as food intake, food frequency, the types of meals that people are having, and then also their activities and their sleep levels and their rest levels. And then we factor in, our intentions. What are we focusing on each day? Let me see if I've got it here. Here we go. I've got books everywhere, but every single one of our members gets this. Yeah, so it's a daily planner. Helps people plan their day, no matter whether it's a good day or a bad day. There are things that you can do to help yourself, and this stuff works. It's not a magical pill. It's not a fluke. It's frameworks that work, and when you do it, it continues to work. And Janelle's a perfect example of that. We've even got food trackers in here, movement trackers and meditation trackers to see what's working and what you're doing every day. So that can be really helpful too, tracking your day. But again, we're not focusing on symptoms. One of the biggest things and misconceptions that most people think is that you need to track symptoms. We do not track symptoms inside our program. We focus on building our health. We focus on re-energizing ourselves and putting energy in. And so this means that, we measure our energy levels and how we're feeling, but we do not track symptoms, okay? This is just a sign that you're overdoing it and you're not listening to your body, not doing the right things for yourself, okay? They're just signals. So, and it's crazy what happens when people stop doing that and then they focus on building their health. Like we've got one lady at the moment, she's been working with us for only 6 weeks now. She hasn't been able to work for 5 years. She's been basically living on the poverty line. This is what she said to us. And for the first time in 5 years, she got her first paycheck. Now, it might not have been much, but but that's a huge win. It doesn't matter what the paycheck was. The fact that she got a paycheck after 5 years of not getting one because she's got enough strength and stamina to be able to do her job is incredible. And she went from tracking every damn symptom and focusing on all the wrong things. And when she turned around and fully just did a full reversal and started focusing on building her health, pretty amazing things happen. So we've got stage 3 there. We spoke about adding in more daily function, building. This is the building up phase. And this is where, having some short-term goals are important. Something to look forward to, okay? Again, I use the word appropriate. I think that's really important that we use that word, okay? Appropriateness. Stage 4, this is the fun stage and hard stage, and I want to acknowledge that every stage has just got its new level of challenge, okay? Life doesn't get easier. We just get better at dealing with it, okay? Stage 4, third base, adding in strength and stamina building movement to both focus on our cognitive improvement and also our physical strength and stamina. So we talk about progress in lots of different ways. There's basically 4 ways we can progress. We can progress physically, we can progress cognitively, we can progress emotionally, and we can progress spiritually. Spiritually is, fulfilling our dreams, a better sense of self, more connected to self, basically more of who you are. Emotionally is, setting boundaries, knowing what's right, knowing what's wrong for you, and owning it. Emotional progress could be allowing yourself to cry and holding space for yourself. That's progress. Cognitively, it might mean that you can read a book. Yeah, you can read 5 pages of a book, and then in 4 weeks' time, all of a sudden you're reading 1 chapter at a time, and it's easier and it's not as hard, and you don't have brain fog, and you're feeling clearer, and you've got more clarity. That's progress. And then physically, of course, we're going, we've got one lady at the moment who's gone through every single stage in her recovery, and she's doing incredible. She's hiking. She can hike for 1 hour a day. She's going on holidays. She started part-time work. You might not have seen that. We put that up on our Instagram. I'll share with you that story in a moment about Karen's story. But so here we are in the progress stage. Yeah, third base. We're moving towards building strength and stamina, physically and cognitively. Midterm goals are important. What's next is the question. What now? What should I focus on now? Okay. I hope this is really helpful, by the way, this video. If it is, please hit the like button and let us know in the comments that this is helpful for you. And you might be able to identify what you need in this stage. And this information is very valuable. This is the stuff that unfortunately isn't taught anywhere really. This is gold. If you can get this, you're not fixated on one stage, right? You can see my hand here, stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4, stage 5. It's all interchangeable and movable, okay? You're not fixed on one stage. This is just a process and a framework that you can work through. So we've got that. We've got stage 4, you know that. Now, Karen is a perfect example of this. I'm going to quickly read a story about Karen. If you're not following us on Instagram, go over there and check it out. Super, super helpful. But this is the page, CFS Health on Instagram. But spoke about Karen. And, you know, I spoke about here, you know, I just got off a group call from our main program members this morning, and it was so powerful. I wanted to share with you what we spoke about, you know, on this call. And it was centered around what's working and what's not working. And, you know, and a lot of the members took inspiration from one of our members, Karen. Karen, who jumped on her last call this morning before she leaves the main program and enters in the lifestyle integration program, which is our next level program about engaging and integrating back into life. She jumped on today and she got to share her progress story. When she joined the program, she barely left the house. She could only do a 2 to 3 minute walk per day and was struggling. Now, 8 months on, she goes on 1 hour hikes on the weekend, drives herself to appointments, catches up with friends and family regularly. She's starting to work part-time, and she even went on a holiday with her partner. The progress is incredible, but what she went through the stages. That's exactly what she did. It wasn't magical. She just did the work, and she did what was right at the right time, you know. And so what we did here, you know, we really broke it down for everyone, and I'll break it down for you right now. You can see it if you wanted to go. It's the one with the photo of me, right there. That's the post. And she focused on her baseline first. Less is more initially. Okay. She focused on what she could do for herself in the moment. She also focused on nutrition first and built her capacity over time. We're talking about the same stuff here. She then focused on her mindset inside the program. It really helped her trust herself more, build confidence, and make better, more congruent decisions for herself. So I think that's really important to acknowledge there, that there is a mindset component that we need to work on to get out of our own way, to not beat ourselves up and self-sabotage ourselves and feel guilty about, you know, what's going on, and instead just feel empowered. And Karen got a shift there. It was pretty incredible. You know, so obviously that was that. And then she was able to really start to move forwards and build her capacity over time, which brings me to stage 5. I've added in an extra one. This is the home run base, okay? Getting back into life and living, entering into the reality of making your dreams come true. And this is what Karen's doing. This is what so many people, we've got people who are writing books in our program. We've got people starting work again. They're doing it in a way that feels good for them and appropriate, you know, not the old way. Okay. Now, basically, it's about enjoying life, but also creating new values, creating a new dream, creating a new vision for yourself. What do you want your life to look like? And what's important to me, basically, because I'm sure going through this experience, what was once important to you probably doesn't matter that much anymore. You're probably nodding your head at home going, yeah, that's definitely true. Okay. And so now we're creating values to move towards, and we're transitioning into life again. Yeah. We're celebrating the steps. We're growing as a human. We're looking forwards and towards what we want to create more in our life. Okay. And this just brings me back to another person in particular, two. One, Jane from UK. She's 55. She'd been struggling for 16 years. Now, Jane came to us and she was struggling. She was overwhelmed, and she did the program. She focused on her work, and amazing transition and transformation happened. She went from struggling, her husband looking after her, to now her husband's free to do whatever he wants. She's back in control of her life. She's healthy. She's cooking. She's living. She's a grandmother. You know, she's just enjoying her life again. And I think that's just so powerful to see someone go from, you know, she wrote on we have a progress form, and in the form, She went from a 4 out of 10 in overall health to a 10. She went from a 4 in her physical capacity to a 10. And this is a lady who's in her 50s. And she went from mindset a 6, which was pretty good already, but she's gone from a 6 to a 10. And she mentioned that she's had a huge improvement from where she was since joining the program. But it was because she went through these 4 stages, which is what I'm sharing with you guys. So if you can identify with this stuff and then have a plan around what it is you need to do in this stage for you, then we can build on it. Yeah. So they're the 5 stages. I hope that really helps. And I hope you can take inspiration from these guys that I mentioned too. They're just like you, they had the same fears that they would never get better. They never, one guy, David from Austria, never thought he'd be able to do what he's doing now. He's back rock climbing. He's quite a well-known rock climber in Austria, one of the best over there. And, he couldn't do any of that. And now he's doing it again. And he's just proving to himself that it's totally possible to live again and to do things that he thought were once not possible. So they're all the same as you. They're the same people. Yeah. Maybe a little bit different in terms of what you're experiencing, but ultimately, everyone's got different problems, but there are certain frameworks that really help no matter what. And when we focus on our health, when we start to focus on what we need right now based off where we're at, then we can start to see progress. Okay, but we need to allow that to happen. It's very hard to make progress if you can't allow it to be where you're at and focus on what you need in that moment. Okay. I hope this video really helps. There's a few ways we can help you. Obviously, we have some great free content on our YouTube channel. Go and watch as many videos as you like. You can obviously follow us at CFS Health on Facebook and Instagram. And there's some really great free trainings that are created for you. If you're struggling with pushing and crashing all the time, I would highly recommend the baseline training. I will leave a link in the description below. You can click on that and I'll teach you in the free training on how to establish your own baseline. And that will really help you stop pushing and crashing and gain stability, a very important aspect of recovery. We also have a 3-part series on basically, the 3 key mistakes that most people make in recovery and what to do instead. And then also, we also have 8 case studies. So people who have done our program and shared what it was like for them and how far they've come. That's really inspiring too. So we'll leave that for you. And then if you want to work with us professionally, we obviously have an amazing online recovery program. It's not a course. It's not a video course. We help you and work with you, very closely over a longer term period of time to get amazing results like I've just shared with you. So if you're interested in that, you can obviously apply for the program. It is application based. There is an enrollment process. You can't just join. You have to be ready for it. You have to be in the right frame of mind. You have to be ready to make the necessary changes and basically just put yourself and your health as a real priority for you. Because ultimately nothing's going to change until we make changes. Okay. And yeah, it's not easy. But also where you're at right now probably isn't easy too. So all that free resource is very powerful and very helpful. And of course, if you want more of a helping hand and you want a plan, you want a practical plan, and you want questions answered every single week, and you want coaching in a group setting and a one-on-one setting, and basically an amazing set of professionals like Dr. Olivia Lessler, who's our functional medicine doctor. She answers questions every single month. We've got our resident mindset coach, Gemma Hanley, who's been through the process herself. Erin Enright, same thing, been through the process herself. Steph Ryan, same thing, been through the process herself. Exercise scientist, helps you rebuild and recondition your body appropriately for where you're at. And like I said, different things at different times. A lot of you don't need to do any of that stuff right now. We need to, again, refeed, re-energize, and recharge. So I hope you can identify, depending on where you're at, what stage you're at. But remember, it's interchangeable, and just focus on where you're at right now and then move forwards with that. Again, all the links in the description to help you further. Please watch those free trainings and get the most out of it. Take notes. Seen some amazing life-changing results just from people watching that free stuff, which which warms my heart. It's just brilliant to see. That's all I really care about. So I hope this video helps. Thanks heaps for joining me, and we'll see you soon.